In order to, first of all, thank you. In order to log in, I normally just go to the website because I find it easier, and we don't have that app on the iPads. So the app that is on the iPads is what the students see. So that's Noah's. Make sure you use a working email because it sends you reports to that email. Please don't. Okay, so this is my room, and everyone will have their own room, and that's important to know because that's how your students are going to access the quiz. So I'm going to go over 3 things, and I just want you to think about feedback, how you could use the app in your classroom, feedback for the training, and maybe just like an innovative way that you just thought of or something. And at the end, I'll have you do one of the single question activities. So I'm going to go over 3 things. How to create a quiz, how to run a quiz, yes?
How do you get to Socrative? I don't know anything about it.
The app on the iPads will be from the students, but you can go to that because we are going to do an activity with that. So
Very basic.
how to create a quiz, how to run a quiz, and then the single question activities, which don't really need any prep time for. So, creating a quiz. Obviously, creating a quiz, when you'll notice that when we create one, it'll ask you if you want to share it. If you want to share it, you would go to import quiz or get another shared quiz. So like if 2nd grade did a quiz and we just shared out the number, this is where you'd go to enter it. And then you can also select a save quiz to go back and change it or make the same, delete it. So I'm going to go to create a quiz so I can show you. This is what enables the sharing, and it'll give you that number so that you can share it to your teammates. There are 2 different types of questions that it allows you to do. The multiple choice, when you run your report after all the kids are done and you receive all your scores, what's nice is the multiple choice has the option to put in the correct answer, so you will receive on your report, kind of like what I had shown you, is the color-coded results, where the short answer doesn't necessarily give you the color-coded results, but I have found it helpful, especially when it's something that I don't want to give them an option to guess. So I make them put in the answer, and then short answer is nice because let's say it's just like a quick little yes or no. Well, that's not a good example, but one-word answer. You can later go back, and it's so easy to color-code your own Excel files anyway. So. Let's just do training, and then I'll start with the multiple choice. So in order to add questions, you just click on the whatever your choice of question is. So the first question, we can say, what is teeth? I don't know how to work your computer. I don't know. Okay, for the first question for multiple choice, for example, where do we work? So we can do, you simply just click on the answer and type in whatever you want. So I can do, sorry, this is not my computer. Lopezgamez or friends. Okay. So these boxes here, so you only have to put in 2 options, however you can obviously add more. I find the 2 nice when you're doing an example from a non-example. And then you simply just click the correct answer. In order to add another question, you just click on the type of question you want. For the sake of showing you the different types, I'll click on short answer. The question will be, how useful is this training? Okay. The explanation, I have found that it comes up after my students answer the question. So originally I had used that as a stem, as a sentence stem. but it kept on coming up after they had already answered it, so that didn't work. So I'm assuming this is kind of like giving them feedback for what the answer should have been, because when they do answer the multiple choice, which you'll see in a second, so I'm going to go ahead and save it. And actually, I'll just type in whatever there so you can see when it comes up. So you can grab your iPad. Okay. So here you'll see the number to share, and you can always go back and get that number if you want to share the quiz out with your teammates. So if you want to grab the iPad and go to the student, but you'll see that it has all of your quizzes there. So there are two options to run a quiz. You can run it student paced, so that means as soon as the students get done with one question, it'll automatically send them the second question, or you can do a teacher paced quiz, which you send them the questions. I find that helpful when I was doing mental math, for example. I would give them 5 seconds, and then I would send them the next question. So if they didn't submit it, then I knew they didn't know the answer. So I'll do student paced so that you guys can do. Here it shows you how many students are in the, can I dismiss this? How many students are in the room. That's how many students are on the app. And then as you guys write your name, it should ask you for your name. It'll start to show you the names. So it's kind of nice because the kids are like, Miss, am I on? And I mean, if you get the next screen like Janet's, that's kind of how you know you're on. But it'll start to show up here.
It's because you're in the wrong room. Remember, log out.
So
8-3.
And as you're taking it, you'll notice that it gives you feedback if you got the right answer. And you don't have to fill out the second part, but I just like to type in a couple words and
Yeah, of course.
I forgot to study.
put in the wrong one so you guys can see it. So, so far it tells me one person has completed the quiz. Oh, here we go. That's good. Okay, so here kind of tells you the progress of where they're at as far as the questions, and then how many they got correct, and this is only multiple choice. So that's what's nice about the multiple choice is you can see who's getting it and who's not, especially if you choose to do this not as a quiz but with your presentation, then you can see that. So, and it'll ask you if you want your report. You can email it to yourself. I download it right away. Sometimes when I've done activities, I show the kids right away what they got. So, know what? Where does it send your report when you download it?
Is this my account?
No, this is my account.
Oh, then it's gonna email it to you, I think, right?
But I said download.
Oh. It says wait.
Oh, there it is. Thanks. So here you'll. That's not mine. There you go. So here you'll see that the multiple choice comes in as color-coded because I had marked what the correct answer was. And then all the feedback or whatever it is that you ask the students. What's nice is it already grades it for you and it tells you their percent. Ms. Sterling, study please. So it's just kind of nice because you always have this data and I just find that super cool.
So do you save all these and you
yeah,
have a file?
I save them. Yeah.
It's still loading. What happens if they're still, my app is full or whatever is still loading?
That's what happened to me. I had the wrong number in.
Oh, maybe you have the wrong room number. Usually, and you weren't able to see this because I didn't notice it was hiding the results. but usually you can see the students that have logged in.
Okay.
And so normally I'll just call out names. I'm like, I can see that Noah, you know, I'll just like go around like that. And the kids like are waiting to hear their name. So now I'm going to go into the speed race game. The exit ticket is just random questions that it gives you.
Does the room number change every
Your
test?
room number will always be the same.
And you
So
can customize your room number, right? It's
Yes.
available.
the speed race game I have found is super fun for the kids. Not that I've. Okay, so I've created a quiz for you. You select the number of teams. How many people are on it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just gonna auto assign you guys colors.
No.
So it'll come up on your screen. Okay, so it'll ask you for your name. And you guys don't necessarily have to. And you'll see that as you're answering the questions, the rockets will go forward. So anyways, it's just kind of nice if you want, because we only have 6 iPads in the classroom for K2, you can divide it up by tables and they can all find their answer and then click it in this way. This, the speed race only works with multiple choice. So if it's, because there's no way of marking the correct answer with short answer. So I'm going to end it just, and again, it'll give you the report right then and tell you what who got correct answers and who missed them.
So did like yellow, green, and pink not finish? Or?
They either didn't finish. Did you finish?
I did, yeah, but I think.
Oh, I got some wrong on purpose.
I got one wrong too, but
Did
I
let
was
you
all
go?
the way over. Yeah.
Maybe because you were the first one.
Maybe you had a special combination.
Let's see.
My brain's already
Who
on
are
winter
you?
break. That was the one I
I
got.
don't think you did get any wrong.
Yeah, I guess is it Christmas break yet?
Oh.
See?
Yeah, that's good. Maybe because you completed it. You're right. Maybe the first one to complete it.
I'm the winner.
That's good to know. Okay. So, I mean, those are the essentials. Finally, the multiple choice, true, false, or short answer. The single question activities are all verbal. So true or false, you would ask them a true or false question verbally, and they would just answer it. There's no option to write anything in for any of these, actually. So I'll do a short answer for you guys as kind of your exit ticket.
What was the question again?
Yes, this is what I hear with this. I have not used it, but the multiple choice one maybe would be good for a closure, like example, non-example, even the true false.
My concern is in 35 minutes, are all these kids going to know how to do this? No. So I have to train
My
them
class
ahead of
would.
time.
It seriously, it takes a lot of time, but my class is to the point where they know what the room number is, and they know automatically that they type in their name, and then it's time to go. You know, it's like they're waiting for their question. And I mean, the more you use it, the better the kids get at it. And really, they know what app it is. At first it was like, what app, what student, what? You know, so it's so, I mean.
Well, and that can be something you already have. They're all open already. It's already on
Yeah.
the app.
With their names in, maybe.
Or with the room number at least in.
But you are right, Nancy, it is something that you have to, that you want to train your kids on. Like it'd probably be once or twice of training them, and then once they have it down, like
Yeah.
you were saying, then they'll be able to do that themselves, but you would want
Yeah.
to build in that training time in advance.
Because a quiz that took like 2 minutes took like 30 minutes for, you know, them to access it and know where it is, or even just finding apps, that had to be a whole little lesson. Because that's really hard for them. Like, the blue flower? What blue flower, you know?
Yeah. I had to ask Allison. Yeah, I had to ask what
And that's a
But
good,
you know-
that's a good lead into what Jan's gonna talk about, which is how she organizes her app so that to make it student friendly so that they can find them easily and stuff like that.
And just as a cute little, what I do is I'll just put it in my PowerPoint, and I got this from Google. And